So what drove two seemingly normal people off-grid to live in the bush? Or were they just plain crazy? Well, maybe crazy, just a little. Was it the alcohol? Was she on medication? So when we first came up with this plan and found this property that we absolutely fell in love with, such a beautiful park-like setting around here, we couldn't help ourselves. Not the best, but it had some bones. So we moved out here. I ended up getting a job in Prince George, hour and a half, one way. So, sometimes I drive 3 hours a day. Other times I stay in town with my brother who lives in town, which is great. Very helpful, especially when the weather is not most optimal for driving, which happens. So our original plan was we were going to build a cabin over here. So that was our original plan, because the first cabin we were living in was 300 square feet, if that. It was a garage package, which they added onto the front of it for a porch, and then they enclosed it. Not the most optimal living space, especially when you have these two puppers. We had Moochie at the time. A little crowded, but that was our plan. We're going to build over here, and then we would just move over here. It's also further away from the river, and the river, as you'll notice from previous videos, likes to flood. So we wanted to get further away from the river. Also great sun here because tons of open space. It's a great open area. It gets lots of sun over here. So in the winter it definitely gets more sun than the other areas. That's why we're going to build here. But then plans changed again. So our first year here was really, really tough. It was raining. We weren't able to get any wood. So we actually bought a couple cords of wood from a guy out in Prince George. Ended up becoming one of our good friends. So that was nice. That worked out well. So we got some cords of wood from them. And that was just the first year. After that, we've been able to maintain all of our wood very easily, especially with the mill. We just take some of the offcuts, some of the other logs that we had, some logs that just weren't going to cut it. Literally. We turned them into the logs for our wood stove. So now we don't actually have to worry about it. And there's so many down trees in this area that we have enough wood to last us for a very long time. We just have to go get some of it now. Dennis has this really handy little area that he also made for splitting all the logs. So it comes in handy. It's got the logs there all stacked up, and then he can just cut it, chop it all up, bring it to the house. Done deal. The next big adventure that we had was figuring out our gardens. Did we know how to garden for the size of garden that we were going to do? No. It's all trial and error. You guys will notice I like to change my gardens around a lot, and I'm learning every year. So that's part of the biggest adventure why we do this. Every day we are learning something new. Every month we're trying something different, and every year it changes. So it's never boring. It's always changing, always a learning experience, but we're having a blast doing it. Did we always have a blast doing this? Oh God, no. God, no. There were times in the first few years that I lost my mind many, many times. There was times driving home from work that I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It was hard. It is not an easy change to go from the city to living off-grid, an hour and a half away from your work every day, driving on a major highway in an itty-bitty little house. We get lots of snow, we get lots of rain, we get lots of mosquitoes. I mean, there were so many things. It was hard. So I'm not going to say that deciding to do this was an easy thing. Nope, it's a challenge. We worked hard at it. There was lots of fights. There was lots of crying. But in the end, am I thankful I stuck it out? Absolutely. Because about 2 years ago, everything started changing for me. So what changed? What made me decide that living this type of lifestyle was the best thing for me to do? Or for us to do, not me. This is a we thing. Well, first off, things in the world started changing. And I had decided along with Dennis that I didn't want to be part of some of these crazy things happening in the city. Perk number one. Then I started enjoying our property. So we can walk out and I can walk all these trails that Dennis built us, which have been solid now for over a year. I can walk the trails anytime I want. I can take my puppies out anytime I want. Right beside me. I can go rabbit snaring. I can go grouse hunting. I can cross the road and go hunting. I can walk 2 minutes to our creek and go fishing. I can walk 5 minutes down to the Fraser and go fishing, or just go for a nice walk. I can also go gold panning in my area. I can walk out and go pick wild herbs. I can pick plantains. I can do my devil's club and make my salve. I can pick clovers and make tea. I can make dandelion wine. I can make rhubarb wine. I started learning what I could do out here. I started learning what I could do with this property. I started learning about nature and what it had to offer. I mean, that's what changed. And I realized that Dennis's plan was working. It was a great plan. I'm trying to walk on the snow with my dogs who keep stopping. Hey, thank you. Move it. Andale, arriba. Come on, move it. Good boy. You probably noticed this big, kind of ugly sea can in the background. Don't worry, Dennis is putting siding on it. It's going to look super cute soon. This sea can, that's where all of our stuff lived for 5 years. Sucked. You'd want something, you'd have to walk out here, open it up, unlock it, bring a flashlight, super dark, had some moisture in there. Dennis had to redo the whole thing twice just to make sure our household items and our personal belongings and our keepsakes were maintained and safe and didn't get damaged. A couple things got damaged, but you know what? They fared pretty well. We got this thing called an ozonator though. That thing was awesome. If you ever want to keep things without all the mold and bugs, get an ozonator. I'm going to tell you, I'll link to it down below here. Not that I get any affiliate marketing off of that right now, but for now, I'll just put it in there because that thing was a godsend. What also made our life easier? Well, this equipment, this wonderful little dozer, which we've covered with the boat we got for free. That was a godsend. We built this lovely little storage area for all of our wood to dry in the summer. Right now it's housing vehicles though. Then we got that grader. Another godsend. Helps us out big time because as you can see, we get snow. Actually this year's been pretty good. So let's not jinx it. Knock on some wood. Pretty sure if I go to the house I'll find some wood. So when we first got here, first animals, was the chickens. We got a whole bunch of chickens when we first got here. So it's been 5 years, and we've been maintaining these chickens by putting them in an incubator, the eggs, and I've been making my own. Because, you know, I have that magic skill. I can make chickens. Been incubating chickens and hatching our own chickens for the last 2 years. Last year was pretty rough. We didn't get that many. So I bought a new incubator. It arrives today or tomorrow. So we're actually starting a month earlier than normal because I want to fill up the second coop. So we have this coop here, which was one of our, no, that's the second one. So we have this coop here, and then we have that coop there. So we have 2 coops. We had them separated for a while. The babies on one side, the older girls on the other side. Then they'd intermingle. And then we turned this one here behind me into the pig pen when we had pigs for a year there. That was fun. God, they were big and smelly. They're kind of cute too because they would like jump around like little puppies. So Dennis, we're walking through deep snow. So he made this into a pig pen for us. Super handy, worked out great. It was a last minute thing. Like we had no time to make this build, but he quickly pulled it off for us. Now we might be adding rabbits. So we're thinking that maybe we'll put chickens in here. Maybe we'll put rabbits in here. We'll have to see, but rabbits sound like they're going to go on the menu here soon. Oh, my mighty hunters, there they go again. So this area, Dennis cleared it last year. Got some piles there. We still got some logs buried under there. Some cement foundation that was in the ground because this used to be an old mill site. So the plan for this area is, first off, we just want to get all the trees away from the house. We wanted to open up for more sunlight, but this is where we're going to build a barn. So our barn is the next big-ish build because we want to get some other animals like goats. And I would like a cow, a milking cow, because Dennis, he can drink 4 liters of milk a day. Easy peasy. It's inexpensive. Don't look at me like that. That is an expensive habit that he has. So I need a cow. I need goats. I need cows. I need to get some milk. Make our own milk. Make our own cheese. All that good jazz. These guys are going crazy. Get it. Get it. Whoa. My cute, adorable puppies. So this is our creek where we get all of our water from. It's about 400 feet from here to the house where our settling tank is. But it's really cute, a little area. So this is our little creek area, one of our little creek areas. So one of the biggest questions people ask me is, how do we make it work here? You know, why would we do this? Who does what? How do we make it work? We make it work really easy. We have a plan. You know, I drive into town. I have a job that I absolutely love. So I drive into town. I work 5 days a week, 40 hours. On my weekends, we have fun. We garden, we hunt, we build something, we get water, we take the dogs for walks, we go mushroom picking. I mean, it doesn't matter. It depends on what the season is. If we got work to do, we're doing work. If there's fun to be had, we're having fun. And then when I'm at work, Dennis gets to stay here 7 days a week, 365. I don't even know the last time he was in town, but I think it was over a year ago. And he works this property. He's building us everything. He built my beautiful extension on my cabin. He takes care of these chickens. He's grading the snow. He's adding on to our sea cans and our wood sheds. He's going to be moving our, so exciting. Our wash shack is going on the back of our house. So we'll have what we call an inside washroom. Which means I don't have to carry my dishes outside anymore. I don't have to go to the washroom in the outhouse anymore. That will all be connected on the back. So that's some of the wood he's been cutting lately is for that wash shack. That is now going to be added onto the back of our cabin. Right now he's finishing up the second floor. So we walked away because he was just grinding too much wood over there and cutting it and hammering. It was stupid loud. So we walked away from him, left him to put the siding upstairs. So now all the upstairs is completely enclosed. So his man cave and my greenhouse is all enclosed now. So it'll keep it warmer, keep insects and bugs out, and just it looks beautiful because he used some wood that has some unfinished edges on it and he layered it. It looks really good. Looked really good actually. I can't wait to show you guys a picture, but he's still working on it, so not yet. I'll show you later. But yeah, that's how we make it work. He's maintaining everything. He's getting the water. He's pumping it with our pump and having to pull it out of the snow. As you can see, all these 2-inch hoses are laying in the snow. I mean, we have our things. I could not make this work if I didn't have someone who was handy. We also couldn't make this work if we weren't invested in researching. We've got books, we've got YouTube, Google has been our friend. Did we know how to raise chickens when we came out here? Absolutely not. Did we learn? Absolutely. Next, the rabbits. We're going to learn how to raise rabbits. Do we know how to raise rabbits? Nope. But we're going to learn. Do I know how to raise goats? Nope. But I'm going to learn. Did I know how to do bees when I actually had the beehives going for that year? Which, because it got to -40 and I think I lost the queen, we lost the hive. But did I know how to do bees? No, I did not know how to do bees. I had to research that. I got about 6 books on that. So I guess I'm going to have to start reading again because I would like to get the bees back. I am paying $25 for 500 milliliter jar of honey every month or so. I need my own bees back. But I mean, everything we do, we research. Everything we do, trial and error. Do we fail? Yep, we fail. Do we succeed? Yep, we succeed. Do we just keep getting up every day and going at it? Yep, we do. That's the only way to make it happen. And are we living our best life? Absolutely. I would not change anything now. So it took a while to get there. But now that we're in this spot that we're in, that we've gotten past some learning curves, that we've gotten through some of the growing pains, I wouldn't change it for anything. You could not pay me enough. Well, okay, I won't say that. You might be able to pay me enough. Could I go to Mexico? Maybe. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change it right now. We're living our best life, having a blast. Cannot wait for this summer. This summer, we're taking the boat on the water. We're going to do that Fraser like you wouldn't believe. Going gold panning and hunting. It's going to be great. Come along for the ride. So over time, we've had our wash shack, which we've upgraded several times. And I told you it's moving to the back. But it gets pretty full. It's where we do all of our washing, us, our food, our laundry, our chicken eggs, all that good stuff. We keep all the propane in here that heats the propane tank, as well as there's a heater in there because there's gravity-fed water. And we've got some storage here, which Dennis built all this enclosure. Then lastly but not least, we have our outhouse with my Van Goghs. And then our little generator station. So this little area, super handy. When we first started here, the outhouse was way in the back, super hard to get to and a little scary. This thing was just a disaster, this wash shack was, and the rest of it wasn't here. There's no proper roofing on it, no metal roof. It was old, just that old asphalt shingles. So, but yeah, this is our little living arrangements that we've had over the last 5 years. And as we move forward, they're just getting better. We're going to be adding on the wash shack onto the back, eventually building the log cabin. We want to do so many other things, the barn. So 5 years, still going strong, ups and downs, but we're only going forward. So this journey has been awesome. I've enjoyed every moment of it. Yeah, we're a little crazy. Yeah, sometimes alcohol is involved. No, I'm not medicated. So we're just having fun, making it the best that we can and trying to be sustainable, making our own food, growing our own animals, the garden, the electricity, the power. Yeah, we have our heaters. We have propane that we use. We have wood that we use. We have the generators that we use. But we want to still be somewhat comfortable, but we're very minimalist with it. So keep watching, keep enjoying. Thanks.